Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you my favorites from each category at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. This does include all of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter parks, which is Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade in Universal Orlando, and at Universal Hollywood they have just Hogsmeade. What better to do at a theme park but ride rides, of course. So first is going to be my favorite ride. And my absolute favorite ride out of all of the few that they have at just the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and actually my favorite ride in all of Universal period, is the Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts ride. I think it's super cool, and I also really just like the queue for it is really awesome. And of course, the fire-breathing dragon on top of Gringotts at the end of Diagon Alley is super awesome. So basically, the technology between that ride and a lot of Universal Orlando's other rides, and also at Hollywood too, of course, is basically the same. However, I feel like this one was a lot more of a thrill ride than the other 3D rides, because you actually, it felt like you were plummeting and actually more on like a coaster type ride than you were in some of the other 3D rides where you were just kind of, your car was moving back and forth. My favorite entertainment at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is actually at Universal Orlando, and it is in the Diagon Alley portion of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and it is the Tales of Beedle the Bard, and specifically the Tales of the Three Brothers. I think that's super neat. If you have not seen it and you're planning to go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, you should really see it. There are actually several videos that people have taken of it on YouTube, and actually if you're interested, you should watch one of those because it is a really good reenactment of the story. My absolute favorite experience at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is actually the whole overall wand experience. I really like going into Ollivanders and either watching someone else or being chosen. I have been chosen before, to actually choose, or not choose your wand, actually have your wand choose you. That is just a really cool little setup in itself. And then of course going into the store afterward, which actually if you're not into the whole like you're afraid you're gonna get chosen or whatever, I understand that because I have a little bit of social anxiety myself. If you just want to go into the store, you can do that at any of them. You can just skip right by the part where you would go in. You would actually just go in a regular door instead of queuing for the wand selection. And I've actually found a little tip, this will probably be in a tip video later, don't try to go to the wands like right when you get there, especially if you're not going to be there for only just the one day. Now I could see if you're going to be there for just one day, why you would want to get your wand so that you could do all the interactive wand experiences. However, if you're going to be there for more than one day and you could come back the next day and do some of the wand experiences, there's no reason to queue in the line for as long as they tend to get sometimes. And especially, I've noticed that people don't realize that the Diagon Alley Ollivanders also does the whole wand maker experience. That may be different now that it's been a few years since I have actually been to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, but when I went, I found that each time that we went in, it was either just my cousin and I, or just maybe one or two other people. They had literally no idea that Ollivanders also had the same thing, and that the experience wasn't just at Hogsmeade. And I really also like the whole interactive wand experience. I have two interactive wands, one being the Sirius Black wand, and the other is the wand that chose me when I did the wand maker experience. And the other wands that I have are Seamus Finnegan, Ron Weasley, Remus Lupin, and then I have, this is my favorite by far, I have the Weasley Twins collection. And it actually comes on a cool little stand. It has two pegs and they have these little hooks that the wands just sit in. And on the bottom of the stand, there is the triple W symbol, the Weasley's Wizard Wheezes symbol. And it is super cool. the stand in itself is really neat, and it really, for the whole set, was not any more expensive than just buying the 2 wands, if I remember correctly. It may have been like $20 more expensive, but for just the stand itself, it was almost worth that. It's super cool, and it's really high quality. It's not junky at all. So I definitely, by far, that whole overall, the wand makers, the interactive wand experiences as you go around the both Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley, you get to do all different kinds of magic, some in shop windows, some, like the one is like a fountain and it shoots water out, and you can actually hit people with it if they're standing in the wrong spot at the wrong time. And there was a group of us that were doing that whenever I went, and it was actually really fun, and the people didn't mind at all. They thought it was funny. There were actually some people who were standing there purposely trying to get shot because it was really warm that day. But that whole thing overall, as I said, is definitely my favorite experience at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. My favorite shop is Borgin & Burkes, which I think a lot of people are like, why do you like that shop? That seems a little bit odd, especially because I just ranted and raved about the Weasley Twins collection. I really, actually, when I first made this list, I put Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, but I just went to the website and I looked through all the shops at all the different parks, basically, at the 3 different sections of the parks, and ended up basically deciding that actually I think Borgin & Burkes is my favorite. I actually bought this shirt that I have on at Borgin & Burkes. It's the Have You Seen This Wizard shirt, and it's the Azkaban poster for Sirius Black. So they have a lot of Sirius merchandise in there, and if you watched my Harry Potter tag video, you'll see that I'm a huge fan of Sirius Black. There are also lots of other items in there that are super neat. I was able to buy several souvenirs in there for people that I brought home. This like skull, it was a glass skull I brought back for my brother-in-law. There was lots of stuff with a dark mark on it, and I thought that was super cool. But I think one of the reasons why I like the shop so much is because you can see, like, in the shop windows all the stuff that they talked about whenever Harry ended up there when he was using Floo powder in the second book. And so I think that that's super, super neat. But definitely, Knockturn Alley is actually quite an interesting part of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter to me, especially going a little bit back to the wand experience, the interactive wand experience. There's like a skeleton on a screen, and you can make it dance when you use your wand to make the magic. It's super cool. I really liked that. Actually, we stood there and did that for probably entirely too long, considering we were both probably 22 or 23 years old at the time, but it was fun. Okay, then that brings me to my last category, which is food. And in the food category, I've actually split it up into the 2 main restaurants, and then also I have my favorite beverage and my favorite dessert. And for the 3 Broomsticks, which is in Hogsmeade, it is the shepherd's pie. That is my favorite at the 3 Broomsticks. At the Leaky Cauldron in Diagon Alley, I actually have 2 favorites. It's a tie. I really like the cottage pie, and I also like their fish and chips. Which fish and chips is something that you can get in a lot of places. Like, even here at home, I can get it in a lot of places. And so I usually don't go for that. But I don't know if it's their batter or what with the way that they cook that. It is so good. I really like their fish and chips. And then for my favorite beverage, my preference is the frozen butterbeer. Of course, you cannot go to Wizarding World of Harry Potter and not enjoy a butterbeer. I have never had it hot, so I can't really attest to that way of enjoying it. But I have had it cold, and I like it cold, but my preference is a frozen butterbeer. It's delicious. And then lastly, my favorite dessert is at Florian Fortescue's Ice Cream Parlor in Diagon Alley, and it is the butterbeer ice cream in a waffle cone. That is to die for. I love that ice cream. My favorite thing to do, especially if I'm going to be there for more than one day, and it's like a cooler day, or I'm just, even if it's a warmer day, because there's a lot of shade in Diagon Alley, which is probably one reason why I tend to gravitate towards it more, because I have red hair and I burn really bad. My favorite thing to do is I will look on the Universal Orlando app and find out when the Tales of Beetle the Bard is, and I think that there was some kind of way that we found out which of the tales they were going to be doing at what time. I don't remember if we asked somebody or if, I don't think it was on the app, because they do 3 separate tales from the Tales of Beetle the Bard, and I think there was a way that we figured out specifically when they would be doing the 3 brothers. But anyway, my favorite thing to do is to go to Florian Fortescue's and get a butterbeer ice cream in a waffle cone, have a seat, and enjoy it while I watch the Tales of Beetle the Bard, the 3 brothers. Thank you guys so much for watching this video today. I hope that you enjoyed my favorites from my 5 categories at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. If you have any questions about the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, I can try to answer them. I'm no expert. I'm not a travel agent for Universal or anything like that. I'm just a huge fan. Love the parks. But I've been enough and planned my own trips enough that I could probably answer your question. And look for more videos about the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in the future, or Universal in general in the future. If you have any ideas or suggestions for the next video I should make, please put that in the comments below. Feel free to like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys later. Bye!